It's Monday, the 5th of August, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1's a big one. Global markets are teetering on the edge of a major sell-off as investors become worried about a recession in the United States, and the fears are set to push the local ASX down in coming sessions.
Yeah, there's been some data over the past couple of days in the US that suggests the world's biggest economy could be heading towards that recession. The labour market isn't anywhere near as strong as they thought, and figures around the manufacturing sector also suggest it is falling towards contractionary territory. Put all that together, people are starting to worry that the Fed has acted too slowly on cutting interest rates. Not helping has been some of the tech stock results. Apple, it announced a 5% jump in revenue in the June quarter, good in terms of its services business and a surge in iPad sales, but iPhone sales, the heart of the business, continue to decline, particularly in China. Intel, once a master of the chip universe, well, that's no longer the case. Late last week, it revealed plans to cut 15,000 jobs and reduce capital spending. Closer to home, Atlassian, it's had to promise investors it will start winning more business soon off the world's biggest companies after its share price tumbled 17% after a huge earnings miss.
Okay, so this is all on the global stage. What does it mean for Australia?
Well, the local share market fell more than 2% on Friday, worst one-day fall in 16 months. That, of course, is after hitting a new high on Thursday. The sell-off was across the energy stocks, the banks, the miners, some of the retailers, some of the tech stocks. Futures trading suggests that's going to continue again today. What's going on in markets is that it's very highly valued, the market at the moment. It's been pushed up. A lot of greed, people trying to get into that market. Suddenly there's been a slip up or two, the tech stocks, the macro environment. People are selling down, the fear. It's a greed and fear market, Michael.
On to story number 2 now, Sean. Now, this is curious. The Albanese government is in negotiations with the Commonwealth Bank to set up shop in Nauru to help counter China's growing influence in the South Pacific and among Australia's closest neighbours.
The Fin Review is reporting that the talks are progressing, and a critical point is how much taxpayer support is warranted, simply because it's probably got not a lot of commercial appeal for the Commonwealth Bank, this one. Nauru was once a popular banking destination. It cracked down in the early 2000s, cancelled hundreds of licences, closed the Bank of Nauru in 2006, basically became a cash economy. Then in 2015, Bendigo and Adelaide Bank came in to provide limited financial services. Last year, Bendigo said it would exit Nauru to reduce complexity and simplify its business. That was supposed to happen by the end of this year. It's been pushed through to June next year after the Nauruan government signed a memorandum of understanding with the Bank of China to explore a succession plan. Now, Canberra wants the Commonwealth Bank to help out to perhaps counter China's influence.
Story number 3, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has stopped short of saying Australia is a more reconciled and united country after the failed Indigenous Voice to Parliament referendum, instead declaring, quote, there has to be the objective to achieve that.
He said we need to be optimistic about how we look forward. Speaking on the ABC Insiders program, Mr Albanese, who's spoken very little about the failed referendum, said there's considerable hurt from both the outcome and the way the campaign was conducted. He added that reconciliation is a process, peoples need to walk together. He said Australia as a nation will benefit from being more united and from being more reconciled with our history.
Story number 4, researchers have uncovered a secret ingredient for wellbeing in retirement, being able to choose when you want to retire.
It isn't all about the money, Michael. A new study by Macquarie University in Challenger has found that seniors who are able to choose the timing of their retirement have much less stress after leaving work. 10% of Australia's population is set to retire in the next decade, and financial security also plays a key role, of course, in giving seniors freedom and empowerment. The study of 1,000 people aged over 60 found having a clear purpose is also vital for a positive retirement, and that seniors receiving a guaranteed income reported higher levels of mental health and better social connections. This is according to a report in The Australian. These findings, Michael, have a slight flaw, though. Not everyone can choose when to retire. Separate research earlier this year from Aware Super found 2 in 5 Australians are being forced into retirement years earlier than planned. Might be health issues, might be redundancy, might be burnout. Anyway, moral of this story, it's not just about the money.
Indeed. Last one. Story number 5. We often talk about Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of his generation. Now, Mr. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has sold half its holding of Apple shares.
Yeah, 390 million Apple shares in the second quarter. That's a June quarter, 115 million in the March quarter. That's as Apple's stock price rose. still owns about 400 million shares worth $84 billion US dollars, but it means they've probably sold about $100 billion US dollars. In recent weeks, Berkshire has also been selling down its holdings of Bank of America. So it looks like Berkshire and Warren Buffett not as fast on tech stocks nor banks at the moment. Apple has been one of Berkshire's most important equity investments in recent years. Berkshire kind of missed some of the tech boom. It got burnt with IBM in the noughties. It missed out on Google. Apple's been a great play for it, but now Warren Buffett is selling down.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Monday, the 5th of August, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. If 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts, or at fearandgreed.com.au, which is also where you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.